we've got a major development right now. And this is going to affect you, especially if you are a parent of a school-age child, K through 12, or you're a child, K through 12. We're getting word in this morning that the state is looking at making summer school mandatory for kids. After a year of some craziness when it comes to schools and a lot of school going virtual, some kids haven't even gone back into the classroom, or some just barely are getting back in. We are hearing word that the state is looking at continuing school through June, July, and August, and not taking a summer break for 2021. And on the phone with us this morning from the Foundation of Ongoing Learning in Schools is Saul Greenberg, who has some comments to make on this. And Saul, I heard this story this morning, and I was kind of shocked by it. But your thoughts on this? What do you think about the kids having to go through the summertime for school?
Well, strangely enough, this is something that our organization's been working on for several years. If you study history, summer was just for the young people to work on the farms and the crops. So as time has gone on, you can see the results. The students haven't been going real well. We think this pandemic, while it's been awful, is bringing new opportunities for people to learn, and it's bringing attention. So the legislature in Michigan, being the great legislature they are, has been looking at this really hard with the governor, and we think it's going to happen, and something's very, very necessary. Our kids have just lost too much learning opportunities.
So is this?
We're working with the union to increase pay with some of that stimulus money that hasn't been spent yet, and I think it's going to happen.
Is this only going to be for this coming school year, or is this something that the legislature is looking at
Well,
indefinitely?
It's going to be for sure for this school year, and then we're going to look at some results. And like I said, I'm a huge advocate of year-round learning. I mean, how many times you remember when you were a kid, you go back to school the first couple of weeks and you forgot everything. So that would eliminate all the review, and just think long-term. At the end of the day, our country's falling behind all these other countries. And it's not about fun and games; it's about learning and being productive. So it's something we're definitely going to look at long term.
Now, I know it still has to be signed into law, but it looks like it's really advocated from both ends. All the legislative people are into this, the union and teaching education advocates. I'm sure the people who aren't going to be into it are parents that are listening. There's going to be some kids that definitely don't like it. The fact that they have to build up these remediating skills they've lost, we understand. Obviously, we're falling behind, but I'm sure you're not going to get a lot of kids on board to want to do summer school.
Well, you know what? A lot of kids have missed school. Maybe they look forward to going to school and seeing their friends in person. So, or we still have to look at the remote possibility of the pandemic still. But all in all, I think the socialization, maybe some of the kids are looking forward to it. So it's a two-edged sword, and at the end of the day, we got to do what's best for our kids. It's not about making our kids happy every day. It's about making our kids productive, become responsible adults like you and Mojo. Well,
well, I don't know if you say that, right? Some people that find this news to be shocking this morning, waking up hearing that the state is talking about no summer in 2021 and possibly years to come afterwards, with going to year-round school. Julie wants to make a comment on this. Julie, you're on with Mojo in the morning.
Yeah, are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. I have 3 kids. We have summer plans already. There's no way they're going to stay in school all summer. This is the worst thing I have ever heard. It is not fair to parents. I don't have a backup plan. We have plane tickets.
What do you need a backup plan for, Julie? If your kids,
what am I going to do? How am I going to cancel all of my plans and try to keep my kids in school all summer? It's ridiculous. There's no way. It's not enough notice. Why didn't they give us more notice?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think because of...
So in your opinion, if you had notice, you're okay with it?
No, it's still terrible.
All right.
Your kids learning is a terrible thing?
Do you guys remember, do you remember the feeling of the end of the year and summer and having all that time off and how wonderful it is to just do whatever you
I
want
do.
to do.
Yeah. I don't like the
I
idea
do,
either.
I do, but I've said this on the show in the past. I'm actually for the idea of year-round school because I do like the idea of having big chunks of time off then throughout the entire year, like around the holidays especially.
Who wants time off when there's 2 feet of snow on the ground?
All right. Okay. All right, Julie.
I mean, I get that,
Let's-
but you
let's
get it
get
a
a
couple
teacher's-
of times throughout the year.
Julie gives us the parents' perspective. Let's get a teacher's perspective from Jonah. What's up? It's Mojo in the morning, Jonah. You're on with us, and we've got Saul Greenberg on with us right now from the Foundation of Ongoing Learning in Schools. What's going on?
Good morning. I have to say, from the teacher's perspective, I wouldn't mind. I agree with Shannon. I wouldn't mind going year round for the fact that our kids do lose so much retention from the summer break.
Thank you.
But on the flip side of that, I know in my school district, we don't have air conditioning in our building. The only building that has air conditioning is our high school. So when we come back in September and even going into the end of May and June, it's hot enough in that building as is. Like, my kids are dripping sweat at their desks. So I can only imagine how July and August would be. And we've tried asking for it, and they say, oh, our building is too old, that the electrical system doesn't support it.
Mm-hmm. Saul, what has been talked about with that, with the fact that it might not be great climate for going to school?
Well, some of the schools that can't do it, we're just going to do remote. And then there's going to be the legislature's working on this capital improvement fund for those schools that don't have the proper infrastructure to handle that. You see, President Biden's working on infrastructure, and that may be very well part of the bill of infrastructure for schools on some of the capital improvement schools need so kids can learn year round.
So again, if people are just waking up this morning, this is pretty much a done deal. A statewide summer school program that's going to put elementary through, I guess, senior year of high school, if I read this correctly, to help the students from every walk of life to get on the path to recovery from COVID and how the schools have fallen behind.
Vicky, comments? Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Do I have that right?
Well, yes. This is something that's been looked at for a long time. Like I said before, summertime was created for young people to work on farms. And I think if you study what's going on in our country, we're falling behind all these other countries. And we have parents like that lady called on the phone. She's worried about her vacations more than she's worried about her kids learning. I find that to be beyond ridiculous. We don't bring kids in this world to take vacations. We bring kids in this world to make them productive citizens, and that's what our organization's all about.
Well, Vicky also disagrees with this. Vicky?
I don't agree with the summer program for the children returning back to school. I mean, they've gone through quite a bit of stress and struggles already as it is. And yes, I do agree with them not learning proper education the way they have been, but taking away their summer and one thing they look forward to at the end of the year and putting them back in the same position that they've struggled with and had, social distancing and no sports and no activities to do. And now you're going to take away their summers. My kids won't be involved in any of this.
Thank you. Jordan, what's going on? It's Mojo in the morning.
Hi. What about those families that do still need the kids' help on the farm? I mean, we grew up helping on the farm all summer long, and that was my summer job, and that's how I made a lot of the money. So what about kids that still do that?
What kind of farm were you guys farming? What were you farming?
We have a fruit farm is the main stuff I do in the summer, or we used to do in the summer. It's like
what kind of fruit? What do we got? Strawberries?
Well, we have an answer for that. There's going to be a tax credit for legal migrant workers to work on the farm. So that's an excellent question.
Okay.
And that's been looked into. So that's what they're going to do about that.
By the way,
have we gone? I mean, that's where I made.
Yeah.
That's where I made a lot of the money in the summer for myself.
Yeah.
So it's just taking that away from those kids too, and learning those valuable things.
Have we gone too long with this?
I don't know. The text messages are actually scaring me. From teachers.
Saul, we have to thank you for coming on the air with us. Saul Greenberg from the Foundation of Ongoing Learning in Schools.
What's the acronym for the Foundation of Ongoing Learning in Schools?
Fools, meaning April Fools.
Fools.
And April Fools.
We're dumb.
Maybe we should go to school in the summertime. Saul, though, is pretty damn good.
You are really convincing, Jeff. You are.
That was excellent.
Well, I'm full of, you guys know me well enough to know I'm full of it, so whatever.
Yeah. It's funny, we always lean on Jeff whenever we need to lie to people and fool them, and it just shows you are full of it.
Why do you, Jeff, you chose Saul Greenberg. Is Saul Greenberg
That's
a
a real
character from one of your
person.
favorite TV shows or what?
No, I don't know. I just came up. This is my favorite guy who works behind the counter at Stage Deli.
Oh God! Reaction now. People are upset with us now with the April Fool's thing. Oh, geez. Look at that. Not even funny. I love. Listen to. Not even funny. How dare you guys do that? You're a reputable news organization.
Oh, are we? Wow.
Oh my God.
Well, you know what? We all need a good. Listen, education's a big deal, and I can see where it's a struggle for the kids, the parents, the teachers. This is big time stuff, and so we had a little laughter on it. But yeah, it's serious stuff for sure.
586. I was just Googling madly for the last 10 minutes trying to find this bill.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for helping us today.
No problem. Bye.
Why can we not just go with Shannon's April Fool's pranks of spreading Kit Kats on the toilet paper and pretending like it's poop?